This lesson's a nice quick one, and it's just giving you a piece of advice that will hopefully help you with your lead guitar playing. Maybe you're struggling with this problem, but I see it quite a lot in a lot of my students. Before I get to that, if you're not already subscribed to our channel, if you could subscribe, that would be amazing. It would mean the world and it would help us a lot. Hit that bell icon to keep up to date with all lessons that we release and all guitar covers, singing lessons, and etc, etc. And also, if you could give this video a like, that would be amazing as well. I get a lot of students that struggle to get their fingers on the strings properly. So I always say try and go on the tips of your fingers when you're playing lead, unless you're doing some very specific things such as rakes like that or something. And I say go on your tips because you can glide a lot quicker and a lot smoother with it. And I get a lot of students saying that they struggle to get onto the tips of their fingers like that because they struggle getting basically their hand round it. It feels like it's all crunched up and clumped together. And whenever I analyze the situation, it's always the same thing, which is basically they are holding the guitar neck like this, so you can't get on the tips of your fingers because it's all crunched up. Or you probably can't see this, but they've got their thumb on the back of the neck pointing that way as opposed to that way. So when you're on the back of the neck, you don't want your thumb going that way, you want it going upwards instead. So you want to think of your hand on the guitar neck like a claw, and it goes like that on the neck and the thumb should be going up. Now, the reason for this is when you're on the guitar, you don't really want this part touching the bottom of the guitar neck like that. It makes it really hard, especially on these high strings, to get onto the tips of your fingers. Not as bad here, but still a bit of a struggle. Now, when I come out with it and I bridge a little gap between the fretboard and my fingers, it allows the tips of my fingers to come into the strings properly. So if I go down now, this gap has got a lot bigger there. It's got a lot bigger, the gap, as opposed to having that up there and being stuck like that, or having my thumb on the side and struggling to get them round. It brings the wrist out. Now, the wrist being out all the time with the guitar is a really important part of playing, even with chords as well. So basically, my piece of advice is if you're struggling with speed or you're struggling with certain stretches, especially you'll feel this with stretches especially if you've got your thumb that way, try altering your thumb so that it's going like that instead. So that way up the neck as opposed to that way. And then what I want you to do is, once you've got your thumb up like that, I want you to bring your thumb down, and you'll notice it will bring your wrist out like that. And as you move through the strings, if you can see, you just glide your thumb down a little bit and it bridges that gap even bigger between the hand and the fretboard. And that's the difference between being able to play a lot quicker through the strings and getting right on the tips of your fingers so that you can be really smooth with it, as opposed to, let's go like that. I'm really struggling to get the stretch there, just like a simple stretch like that, because my thumb's going like that. So yeah, basically the piece of advice is thumb up and always try and keep like this. If you go in bar chords, still try and keep like that. There's certain chords where your thumb can come over the top, like open string ones like G's, C's. You see how my thumb's coming over the top there? But you can also do them like that as well, with it out. Same with the G, with it out. If you work on that, you'll find it a lot more comfortable to play, especially lead, but also chords. It will make you fly through the neck. So a little handy piece of advice there, and I hope that helps you. Let me know in the comments below if that was something that you were struggling with and if it's resolved the situation for you. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you want a bit of advice on with your guitar playing or that you want to learn. I'll catch you next time in another lesson or a cover.